We chose this song, Descansa General, by Los Cadetes de Linares, out of the hundreds of honoring songs because it expresses how no matter how many years and decades have gone by, he will forever be honored as our general. Expressing his bravery and determination, not only does the song express how great he was for the people of Mexico, there is also a glimpse that started his legacy of a vengeance, the dishonoring of his sister. This song expresses his role as a leader and a man of honor. He was a self-taught and self-educated young man.
Autodidacto es el nombre que merece por ser valiente y que solo se formó. Vengo con gusto la deshonra de su hermana y allá en sus tropas 30,000 hombres mandó.
Where he began to write, leaving his true story behind. The general was commander of 30 men who would do anything asked upon the general. In the song, it says, "That chest that used to shout no longer beats," explaining his death in prison, decapitation.
Si ya no late aquel pecho que gritaba, porque rendido un cobarde lo mató, y que ganaron con cortarle la cabeza, si su grandeza era de él se la llevó.
Rest in peace. Descansa General. Many artists choose to sing about Pancho Villa because it allows them to freely express their love for their country, showing the empowerment the general has left behind. In the song, they say, "Acepto el reto que la vida me marcó," meaning I accept the challenge that life has marked me with, showing their resemblance to Pancho Villa, as if they too are in the Mexican Revolution, for it is still an everyday battle. We are forever grateful for his sacrifice. His memory shall forever live on. Descansa General.
Que se sirvió en su honor. Zapata, Eulalio Gutiérrez, Villa, Vasconcelos, el doctor Silva ocuparon en la mesa los sitios principales.
Pancho Villa was a Mexican revolutionary leader and bandit who rose from poverty to become a leader, widely known Mexican throughout the world. He is seen as a Robin Hood, bandit, killer, womanizer, and since 1812, the only foreigner to have invaded, attacked, and killed Americans inside our borders. The legends begin on September 22, 1894, when he was 16 years old. After his father's death, when Villa was only 15 years old, he became head of the household. When his new role as a protector of his household, he shot a man who was harassing one of his sisters in 1894. He fled, spending 6 years on the run on the mountains. While there, he joined a group of fugitives and became a bandit. Since the local police was now after him, he decided to change his name to Pancho Villa. He began his new life as a thief, robbing wealthy miners and many others. His holdups would reap hundreds and thousands of pesos for himself, his gang members, and his mother. He once gave an old man money to start a tailor shop. He said he was returning to the poor money the rich had taken from them. With Villa's skills at reading, writing, fighting, and his knowledge of the land, Pancho Villa was named a revolutionary leader, and his company won the first battle of Ciudad Juarez in 1911, allowing Pancho to take the position of president, having named Villa a colonel. General Victoriano Huerta and Villa sought to protect his newfound authority, but after Huerta accused Villa of stealing his horse, Villa's execution was ordered shortly before he was still required to serve time in prison in June 1912. After escaping in December, it was revealed that Huerta was now against Villa's regime and he assassinated Villa on February 22, 1913.
¡Atención, soldados villistas! ¡Atención, revolucionarios! La hora del ataque ha llegado. La hora de un México libre ha llegado. Lo que ven al frente no es Torreón. Es el futuro. Es el pan.
The Mexican Revolution, 1910 to 1920, was a massive and social political upheaval that began as a revolt against the long dictatorship of Porfirio Diaz, whose regime favored foreign investors and wealthy landowners. While most Mexicans, especially peasants and indigenous communities, lived in deep poverty, when Diaz refused to allow fair elections, Francisco Madero, a democratic farmer, called for an uprising in 1910. His call ignited a nationwide explosion of rebellion. Once Madero helped force Diaz into exile, he became president, but his moderate reforms disappointed powerful groups. Emiliano Zapata in the south demanded immediate land restoration, tierra y libertad, land and liberty, while Pancho Villa in the north fought for rural justice and workers' rights. Conservative generals and odelites also feared Madero's changes. In 1913, General Victoriano Huertas orchestrated a coup, assassinating Madero and plunging the nation into deeper conflict. The next phase became a multi-sided civil war. Venusto Carranzo, Alvaro Obregón, Villa, and Zapata all fought against General Huerta and eventually defeated him, but afterwards they turned on each other, because their vision for Mexico were radically different. Zapata wanted land returned to peasants. Villa saw a more egalitarian economic system. Carranza and Obregón wanted a modern constitutional state guided by middle-class reforms. Despite the chaos, this era produced one of the world's most progressive constitutions, the Constitution of 1912. It established land reforms, limits on the Catholic Church power, protection for workers, public education, and national ownership for natural resources. Ideas for ahead of their time. After the Constitution, the remaining fighting was largely about power. Carranza was assassinated, Villa was ambushed years later, and Zapata was tricked and killed in 1919. Obregón eventually emerged as a stable leader who helped end the era of open warfare. The revolution's deeper meaning lies in its attempt to break centuries-old inequalities. It wasn't a single ununified movement, but a collision of social groups: peasants, workers, intellectuals, landowners, indigenous communities, and regional armies all tried to reshape Mexico in their own image. While the revolution did not fully achieve its promises, it transformed Mexico's identity, weakened the old elite order, and laid the foundation for land restorations, rural education, and cultural nationalism, and the creation of a new political system that dominated the 20th century. In essence, the Mexican Revolution was a fight to redefine whose Mexico belonged to, not just wealthy elites and foreign powers, but the millions of ordinary people whose struggle and demands finally reshaped the nation.
Que dicen que él robaba. No robaba. Lo que hacía era quitarle al ladrón lo que había robado para regresárselo a su verdadero dueño.
You can't make a hero out of a murderer.
Porque nosotros lo queríamos a él como a un padre, porque nos recogió como pues huérfanos.